Hey, what is going on, guys? This is Dion, and I'm back with another Fanduel lineup building video for today, uh, June 7th, man, Wednesday. So we're gonna pretty much just jump into this. We're gonna try to keep it short because I have to be out of my house by like 3 o'clock. So I just wanted to get a video out there to you guys, and hopefully, um, you guys taking some of the information to do something useful with it. So without any further ado, let's take a look at the slate. It's about 12 games on the slate. The three other games, it would be a full slate, but there's three early games that started at 3 o'clock. So let's just jump right into it. First game on the docket, we got Pittsburgh Pirates at Baltimore Orioles and Camden Yards, and we got Chad Cole and Wade Miley on the slate. Now we're gonna take a look at the spreadsheet real quick. We're gonna go to starting pitching. What we usually like to do, we like to look at the Sierra, the xFIP, the ground ball rate, and see all of these things to see to try to gauge who's the easier guys to pick on. And we have Chad Cole as being a possible target man with a 4.82 Sierra, which is his it's actually lower than his ERA, so he actually has been dying. But this isn't a good Sierra at all. So let's take a look at the xFIP as well. 4.99 ground ball rate isn't anything crazy, so the BABIP can possibly sustain. We gotta take a look at some of the hard contact, but that's just him as a total pitcher. That's not going based off of the handiness, so that's not going based off of lefties or strictly righties. So let's just jump right into some of his stats. Let's see who he sucks more against, lefties or righties. We have it separated here in our tab. So Chad Cole, 5.62 xFIP versus lefties, a 10% walk rate to lefties. Not a ground. He's a fly ball pitcher. Ground ball rate only 31%. Hard contact 38.8. So we're off rip. We're already liking some lefties here. So it'll be interesting to see who the Baltimore throws out in the lineup. So of course they're gonna throw out Trumbo and Seth Smith, but we never know if they're gonna throw out Young Soo Kim. So right off the back, the wind's blowing in. Temperature not great or anything like that, but still easy to talk. Still easy guy to pick. Excuse me, to pick on, just because those numbers are pretty bad. So right off the back, we'll just throw some Seth Smith in there. I'm pretty sure his value is pretty good. 3,100 isn't that much. I like him there. And we can also, what another thing I like to do, I just started doing it yesterday and I got a few good plays out of it. Looking at the pitchers, what pitch they like to throw a lot, and looking to see what the batters hit. So we see that he sucks versus lefties. So we're gonna take a look to see what pitch he likes to throw a lot. So Chad Cole, where's he at? Okay. So he throws his fastball 63% of the time. We all know everybody can hit fastball, slider, changeup. Now let's see how the Baltimore Orioles bats fare against that. Okay, we can separate it here. And of course, what you want is a positive number. So if we see in guys in a negative, that doesn't mean they hit that pitch too well. So the higher the positive number, the better it is. So okay, let's look for Chris Davis. How he fares against the slider, pretty solid. Now see how he fares against the changeup. He's hitting the changeup pretty well. So he's definitely a guy. And let's see the percent. Let's see the percent of the time that he throws it. Where's Chad Cole? So he throws his changeup 12% of the time and the slider 21. So everybody throws their fastball, so we're not even worried about that too much. The only thing about this is it doesn't tell you what kind of fastball, if it's a two seam or four seam or even a sinker. So I think they categorize sinkers as fastballs too. So that's the only bad thing about it. But with him being a fly ball pitcher, I would assume he's not a sinker pitcher or his sinker's not that good. So or the two seam's not that good if he's a fly ball pitcher. So of course we like Chris Davis, we like Seth Smith. Let's take a look real quick. Chris Davis 4K. We'll just put him in the line just for the sake of it, because we're gonna try to zoom past this in a second. Actually go to the chat, see if there's anybody here. Lower this. Okay, it's pretty dead right now, but I'm gonna like my own video because I'm cool like that. So we'll pause it. Oh, I already got 2 likes. All right, now let's go back to seeing what Seth Smith does against the changeup and the slider. Okay, so the slider 1.3, that's pretty good, and the changeup he struggles with a little bit. So, probably won't have to worry too much about it. He's the leadoff guy, and this guy in Chad Cole actually throws the slider more than he throws the changeup. So we'll see how he fares against that. But of course, we all know the Orioles hit fastball. So small ballpark nonetheless. He's a leadoff guy. And it's not like we just always need him to get hit because we're seeing that Chad Cole's walking 10% of the lefties he's facing. So I think Seth Smith is one of those guys that has pretty decent plate discipline. So let's just take a look real quick. We're gonna try to get this. All right, grab this and what the hell? Grab this and bring it down to the Orioles. See how it is facing. So, and if you guys want to take a look at the spreadsheet, I can definitely send you a copy. Just make sure you hit me up on Twitter, and I'll email it to you. So the Woba, Seth Smith versus lefties. I mean versus righties. A 334 Woba. Okay. Hard contact solid. 8.4 walk rate, 22% K rate. It's not too bad though. So it's pretty solid, man. Anything above 330 is gonna be like, especially for a guy going against like Chad Cole, a 23.6% line drive rate. So that seems like we can get a lot of gappers possibly. So Seth Smith is definitely in play, and in Camden Yards, definitely a play. So let's go back to chat. Okay, to watching. We're gonna try to breeze through this. Chad Wade Miley. So Wade Miley's only projected to give up 4.1 runs. Let's see if there's anybody. I know the Pirates have been struggling this year against lefties, so let's see what pitches Wade Miley throws actually. Where's Wade Miley? He throws the fastball, the slider 19% of the time, the curveball, changeup, slider, curveball, changeup. So we'll take a look at batter versus pitch type. Bring this on down to the Pirates. Why the hell is it not? Goddamn. All right. Let's bring it right here. Slider. Ooh. And of course, Josh Harrison kills the slider. Curveball struggling a little bit, and the changeup he's pretty good. So let's just take a look real quick to see what pitches this guy likes to throw a lot. He throws the slider 19% of the time. That's pretty good. Curveballs a little bit, and then changeup 11.8. So I can see Josh Harrison having a good game. Not a guy that really strikes out a lot. One of the few guys on the team that's pretty solid against lefties in his career. McCutcheon, we all know what he used to do, but they're struggling a little bit. So I'm not going to stay too much on these games. Rick Porcello versus Yankees. Let's just take a look at some numbers. Let's go. Pitcher versus left-hand bats. I think he struggles more versus lefties than righties. Porcello 4.51 xFIP. That's pretty solid. That's right above being horrible, man. He's right at that area where he's not great, but he's not good, but he's not horrible or anything like that. But that's still enough to pick on. The 45.6 hard contact, a 28.9% ground ball rate in Yankee Stadium. He is dead against a Yankees team that's going to throw out a few lefties, and he's not really the guy that's striking out the world. So let's take a look at his K percent. 22.3. I think this could fare well for the Yankees. 1.5 FIP. Let's see if they got the WOBA. 362 WOBA. So Yankees stack is definitely looking much in play. Of course, you got guys like Brett Gardner, Didi once in a while. Yeah, and Aaron Hicks, if he's going to be in the lineup as well. I don't know when Jacoby Ellsbury's coming back, but these guys are in play. Chase Headley's 2.7. I can't blame him. He's actually trash to me. Well, he's been trash the last month and a half or two. So I'm looking at him. Guys on the Red Sox, CC Sabathia. I usually don't pick on Red Sox pitch. I mean on Yankees pitchers, so I'm not gonna do so here. But we could just look at CC numbers versus right-handed bats. He has a 4.36 xFIP versus righties, 45% ground ball rate, which is pretty good. But the hard contact is not nothing you want to see at all. 19.7% percent K rate. So you can pick on him if you want. The one thing I will say though, if you look at his pitch type, he throws a lot of cutters, and I don't think most of the guys on the Red Sox are really good at hitting cutters. So where's CC at? Okay, he throws his slider 30% of the time. He throws his cutter 26% of the time. So he's not really a guy in his changeup. So let's take a look at what the Red Sox are doing against those type of pitches. Let's scroll down. And Bogart's hitting the slider. Mookie Betts can't hit the slider. Mookie Betts is not really hitting any off-speed pitches this year. So Les CC's just pounding him with the fastballs when he falls behind in the strike zone. because he's missing with his other pitchers. I don't see Mookie having a good game. I don't like that price for him either. Hamram not doing anything special against any of the pitchers CC throws, and CC doesn't throw a curveball. Pedroia's out. Let's take a look at Chris Young. Chris Young hits the cutter a bit. All right, but that's it. It's a little revenge narrative as well there. Damn, these guys, the Red Sox really don't hit any off-speed pitches. God damn. So, like, if you look at this, it's all negative ratings, and the curveball is like the only off-speed pitch that any of these guys hit. But I'm not gonna pick on the Red Sox in Yankee Stadium. This is not what I'm gonna do. But I could see CC having a solid game here. 6 innings, 4 strikeouts, 2 earned runs. Because the Red Sox are gonna put up at least 2 on him. But I don't think CC is gonna have an amazing game or anything like that. But definitely not gonna play him and not gonna pick on him. So we can move on from there. White Sox. I don't even need to tell you anything about Pelfrey. You just stack against Pelfrey. We can look at the numbers real quick. I'm not gonna go into the pitch type or anything like that with him. Let's look at his xFIP versus lefties. Was it at 5.17? Anything above 5 is horrible. So 5.17 versus lefties. Let's see where it ranks versus righties. I think he's a little better versus right, 3.96. But those lefties definitely in play against him. So, and of course, the Rays have a bunch of lefties with power. So you guys can I don't even need to tell you much about that game. We don't have much on Jacob Faria. I think he's a rookie or something like that. So I'm going to look more into him later. If I do find some stats, I'll definitely make sure to add them to the spreadsheets for you guys to look at. Alex Meyer, he's a guy that throws a lot of curveballs too. So let's take a look at his numbers. I think he's pretty good versus righties because we got it separated by xFIP. Alex Meyer 4.7. So he's about average versus righties, not anything great, nothing special. Versus lefties, though, a 5.46 xFIP versus lefties. The only thing that's good about him so far is that he has a great ground ball rate. But let's take a look at why his xFIP is so high. So let's see if he has a walk problem or anything like that. Damn, do I not have walk up here? Oh, it's right there. I'm bugging. I see BB right there. So he has an 18.8% walk rate. So he has a problem walking batters. So do we see? But damn, that Tigers don't really throwing much lefties. I don't trust Presley. V-Mart, the ground ball god versus a ground ball pitcher. I can't trust them. Maybe Alex Avila's as a one-off. But I really just don't like picking on the Tigers with below average pitchers. So they're pretty much the one team that I think they're the team that has the highest exit velocity as a team. So the number one. Of course, we know Miguel Sano and Judge are like the lead in that category in Stanton and exit velocity on their balls in play. But as a team, the Tigers have the highest. So with Alex Meyer on the road, just not gonna be able to trust them there. But I don't really know who I want from the Tigers lineup, to be honest with you. I'll probably look to see if they have some fly ball pitchers or whoever crushes the curveball. Matter of fact, let's look at that actually. Because he's throwing a lot of curveballs. I think he throws his curveball 30% of the time. So that seems like the Tigers seem like that veteran team that will sit on those type of pitches. So I'm not sure how filthy it is. Because if he's throwing 30% of the time, it got to be filthy. So curveball, JD Martinez is hitting it pretty well. Avila, average, okay. Anybody else? Mikey Matuk, okay, but he's not going to be in the lineup today. And that's about it. So let's see what other pitches he throws. Pitch type. What else this guy? Yeah, Alex Myers. So he throws his fastball 65% of the time. Throws his curveball 32% of the time. Throws his changeup 1.7. So pretty much fastball curveball combo. I guess you could play JD here if you expect him to sit on one, but JD's been kind of a ground ball pitcher as well this year, so we'll see what happens there. Let's take a look, see if anybody's in the chat. Okay, nope. All right, let's scroll through some of these games. Bronson Arroyo, I don't need to tell you much about him. You could full stack the Cardinals. As you can see, look at the projected run total. Lance Lynn, he struggles against lefties. Let's take a look at his numbers real quick. Where's he at? Lance Lynn, 5.83 xFIP, for walk rate, 44.4 ground ball rate, pretty solid. Our contacts average, so he's holding teams to a pretty low, pretty average, 243 to lefties, and he's not striking out the world or anything, but that he has a walk problem. And on the road against a team like the Reds, you just seen how they went off yesterday, so it's very possible for them to do the same. You always gotta like guys like Joey Votto. If Billy Hamilton possibly gets on base, you can see him still in here. But I think Lance Lynn has a pretty solid pickoff move. So we'll see what happens there. Um, Probably won't stack against him or anything like that. I know if Scooter Gennett plays again, the whole world is gonna play him. So rightfully so. You just have a 4 home run game. After being one for your last 20, people want to follow up with the streak, see if it continues. So, and he's pretty cheap actually. Let's take a look. I don't think he's over 2.5, if that. 2.2. So coming off a 4 home run game in a hitter's park, I can almost assure you this guy had 98.8 Fanduel points. If you had him yesterday, you cash. I don't care who you had at pitcher and the rest of your line, man. If you didn't cash with Scooter Gennett yesterday, you just need to quit DFS. So we'll continue on. Jared Eichhoff, he has a little struggles with lefties, so of course you guys consider guys like NC I think he's a guy that throws a bunch of curveballs or change. Let's see what it is. Eichhoff. Okay, so he has. Oh, here it goes. 5.08 xFIP, walk rate pretty much close to 10. A fly ball pitcher, hard contact's not good at all. See what type of pitches he throws. So he only throws his fastball 51% of the time. He throws his slider and his curveball a lot. So those are pretty much the two pitches that you probably see the most. So curveball, slider. And let's take a look to see how these guys hit it. Okay, it's Braves. Batter versus pitch type. Let's bring this all the way up. And also in my spreadsheet, I don't have Danny Santana. I gotta write their name in there. So if you're watching this video, you could just scroll up to the top with it and fill in Braves because I'll make a copy. All right. So curveball, changeup. Okay, Freddie Freeman's not playing. Damn, Freddie Freeman was killing curveballs and change. He's killing everything actually. So let's see who fares well against the curveball. All right, NC 3.4 is hitting it pretty well. Besides that, everybody's in the negative. The changeup, nobody else. NC is hitting the changeup pretty well. Marquez is hitting the changeup pretty well. That's about it. And I guess you could say Swanson a little bit, but yeah. So maybe you can talk me into some NC 3.6 is a little crazy though. Marquez is at 2.7 is interesting, and that's where I'll stop for that team. So we'll move on now. Zach Wheeler versus Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish is definitely in play here. I don't like that the weather's creeping up a little bit and the wind is blowing out to right field. And the Mets have been a little sneaky lately, man. These guys have been hitting a little better. And of course, you got Conforto, Jay Bruce, Neil Walker, Duda all locked in right now. So then you have Granderson hitting the bomb yesterday. So I'll probably stay away from you, Darvish, but 9.8 is a pretty interesting price for a guy with his talent. So in the hitter's park, we'll see where we go. Jose Urena, lefties against him. Lackey's interesting. I don't know if I want to pick. The wind is blowing in as well. So also have to take that into account if you're looking for bombs in Wrigley Field, which is not a small ballpark. So, Todd Blatch versus Jimmy Nelson. Definitely talked me into some righties here. Keon Broxton's at 2.8. Jesus Aguilar at 2.2. We also just want to see what type of pitches they throw as well. So, let's take a look actually. Todd Blatch pitchers, because he's a ground ball pitcher, so I don't really like stacking against ground ball pitchers. But he doesn't throw his slider as much. He throws that fastball changeup a lot. But I don't think his velocity is only 90, so he must have some pretty good movement on his changeup if he's really relying on that. So let's see what the Brewers are doing versus those pitches against the changeup. So got it right there. So we'll scroll on down right here. So we got we're not gonna play any lefties. Well, we could play lefties against him. So changeup. Eric Thames is killing him. We've seen Thames hit a few lefties this year, so at 3.1, I don't think anybody's gonna play him, but I'll probably go back to the well on him because I think Blatch hasn't been that good versus lefties. A 5.18 xFIP versus lefties. Only thing is he's a ground ball pitcher, so let's go. What's his walk rate then? 8.2. So I'm trying to figure out. I don't know why his xFIP is that high, but we'll figure it out. Let's go back. Jesus Aguilar, changeup. Nobody hits a changeup that well on this team, I guess. Domingo Santana's okay. Manny Pena, Hernan Perez, Keon Broxton doesn't hit those pitches as well. Pretty much with Broxton, he just hits the cutter and the regular fastball. So definitely don't want to fall behind in the count to him. And that's about it for me. VR hasn't been getting any playing time. I don't think Nick Franklin's gonna play today. So the Brewers are always that team you just never pick on. So even if it look like the numbers are in Blatch's favor, just don't do it to yourself. Of course, Keuchel versus the Royals is a lock. He's pretty much gonna roast this team. Keuchel's been one of the best pitchers this year. He looked like he's about to win another Cy Young 2 in 3 years. So he's on pace right now for that. Perdomo against the D-backs. Roof is closed, so we're not really too high on that. Zach Greinke's definitely in play though versus the Padres. So it's either Keuchel or Greinke for me, and I'll probably lean Greinke, to be honest with you. I think the D-backs you ought to get your Perdomo a little bit, and Mejia and Garado. We'll see how they fare right here. Pitcher versus right-handed bats. Mejia 5.03 xFIP, 13.1% walk rate. It's not giving up much hard contact, and is a pretty solid ground ball pitcher. But still like to pick him here with the Mariners. And then we got Gallardo. Where's he at? 4.42 xFIP, ground ball, hard contacts through the roof. Let's see how he looks versus lefties. Gallardo 4.98 xFIP, 12.5 walk rate. Ground ball rate isn't crazy, but he's not giving up much hard contact as well either. And this is a pretty big ballpark, so if we're gonna play anybody from this game against these guys, we're gonna look for the cheap bets, like a Valencia, Heredia. Nelson Cruz probably too much for me on this slate. A Taylor Matter's pretty cheap. We'll look at a guy like Kepler's too much. Joe Mauer's too much. Grossman 3.4. That's the highest I could go for a guy in this game. So we'll probably fade this game, but we know the Mariners bullpen hasn't been the greatest, so we can definitely pick on these guys there. Let's take a look at ERA. Who has the worst? Let's separate it. C to A. All right, so Twins bullpen worst. Let's see. Okay, the Mariners, they were like bottom 5 at one point, so they got down to number 10. So maybe they're improving a little bit, but still bottom 10 bullpen, 4.54 ERA. So with that being said, we're pretty much about to bring this video to an end. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you do want to copy the spreadsheet, just make sure you hit me up on Twitter. This is my Twitter right here, _DRoseJr_. Just let me know, man. Just hit me up and be like, yo, I saw your video. I'm wondering if I could get in on the spreadsheet or anything like that. And I'll just send me an email and I'll send it to you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. That's about it for me. So I'm out, man. Let's win some money. Peace.